I'm Nikki Achartz, CEO and founder of Snap Savvy Strategies, a San Diego-based business growth, pricing, and profitability consulting company, training female solopreneurs to see their businesses through the lens of a CEO, to eliminate blind spots, end burnout, pump up profits, and scale with ease and confidence. I work with female solopreneurs who are at a phase in their business where they can't continue to do it all. They're rapidly approaching burnout. They desperately need to get the support to scale their businesses and to generate multiple streams of revenue. And they need the backup and support from somebody who has a bit more of a numbers mindset and who's a little bit more analytical and who has some distance. They become emotionally connected to the companies and therefore are tending to fall into emotion-based decisions rather than strategic decisions. So that's where I come in to help support them in taking those next steps. Female entrepreneurs are only making 25 cents on the dollar to their male counterparts, which caused me to ask the question, why? Why is this such a struggle that we are setting our own prices? Why are we undercharging for what we offer? Why are we and the word I like to use better is undervaluing what we do and offer? So the greatest challenges that I see female entrepreneurs making in trying to price accordingly or appropriately is a little bit of a social construct. We are taught young not to accept things from strangers because we don't know what they want from us. And we're also taught that we don't accept money from friends because that would be, not part of the pack. And that's not how you treat each other. Well, for those extroverts out there that go from strangers to friends in about 60 seconds, which includes me, I have a 60-second window where I'm comfortable accepting money, which is ridiculous. And we have to deal with that. So that's one of the main challenges. The other main challenge that I really, really see frequently is that because female entrepreneurs are so connected to their companies, they don't see a separation between the two of them. So because of that, when they look at pricing, they are only looking at the industry around them and they're looking at it and going, oh, it's the industry provides this. This is how much I should make. Rather than going back to what do I need to make? And more importantly, what does my business need to make? And then even more importantly, the two aspects that consistently get missed is capital. Working capital and growth capital. When they don't have access to capital, they're stunted and they can't expand out past them. So when they set their prices, they only set prices based on what they need to survive. They don't set prices on what do I need in order to create a cash basis that I can now grow. So that's one of the pieces that I see as a major, major challenge. The second major challenge I see with why we're not pricing in profitable, whereas male entrepreneurs tend to do better at this, is male entrepreneurs start their companies typically in their 20s using other people's money, whereas female entrepreneurs start their companies in their 30s to 40s self-capitalized. Well, the challenge with that is most people will go, oh, that's why they're not making as much money, is because they are risk averse. They don't have enough capital. Yes, that's true. They do not have enough access to capital. That's very clear when only 2.2% of the national average invested in companies is being invested in female companies. But the other piece is the mentorship. Once you use someone else's money, they're invested in getting their money back. So they're going to prevent you from making emotion-based bad decisions that are going to cost you profitability. They're going to take the emotion out of how much do I need to make? Am I not valuable? Should I not be charging in the situation? Then they're going to say, charge. And they're going to say, I know you want to be irreplaceable in this business and be important in this business, but the best way for this business to grow is for you to be 100% replaceable in it, which is an uncomfortable feeling for women. So it's a lot of aspects playing into why pricing and profitability is such a struggle for female entrepreneurs. One of the case studies that I work with was a person who did grant writing for nonprofits. One of the things that I was hearing in her voice when we initially met, very burnt out, unhappy with what she was doing, wasn't making enough, had scaled to some extent with some independent contractors, but in paying them had failed to allot an income that would pay herself. So one of the first things we did was take a look at her profit and loss and her margins. I got into her numbers. And one of the things I realized was she was below industry standard by 35%. She really wanted to serve the smaller nonprofits who were not able to afford or not in a position to do grants yet. And she really wanted to support them. So one of the things we did is we just repositioned the entire company. We ended up changing the service offerings, diversifying the service offerings, putting her more in a strategic position. And when she did that, we introduced an assessment. This is something that's so important. I do it with all of my clients. I want everyone to get away from charging hourly. It is not, people don't value your time. They value the deliverable you give. So going to value-based deliverables is way more important. And that's what we did for her. We started packaging everything together in a value-based framework. And now I'm so happy to say that she's going like gangbusters and has already filled her pipeline with assessments that she wasn't even sure anybody would pay for. And that has been consistent. When I worked with another grant writer, I got the blessing of having her come up to me and tell me that she had made her entire 2019 goals in the single month of January. For anybody who wants to connect with me, to visit the website, snapsavvystrategies.com. There are 2 V's in Savvy. I know it doesn't look right. 1 V doesn't look right either, but it's SAVVY, strategies.com. I'm also on LinkedIn and Facebook, and people are welcome to connect with me on social media. I'm very responsive there as well.